Alright, we're live. I want to say hello to everybody. Welcome to YouTube Mall Builders Thursday Night General Hangout. Thursday's hangouts are for the general discussion of mall railroading that we all can set a topic to discuss for the night. As everybody here on the panel knows, my name's Johnny Reb. I'm from Southeast Rails. Thursday Night Hangouts are the proud sponsor of the YouTube Mall Builders, eMag, and the YouTube Mall Builders live show. The eMag just came out, so if you haven't gotten your copy yet, go to the website, youtubemallbuilders.com, where you can download that. Also, quickly, as you can see on the screen, we got the Big Bill contest still going on, and time is ticking away. Let's see, we got 6 days left. Get them done, get your videos in, and then they'll do the judging, and the winners will be announced on next month's live show. If you are smoking or drinking alcoholic beverage, we ask that you turn your camera off, please, while doing so. And if you're not speaking, please mute your mic so we can cut back on the background noise and any echoes. So, what's everybody doing tonight?
Nah, just getting my layout set back up after taking it to the train show this last weekend.
Was your personal layout modular? I take it.
It's just a roughly about 4x8.
And you took it like exhibition style, kind of like the British do. Then it took the whole layout to the show. That's awesome.
Yeah, got a lot of compliments.
Oh, that's good. What show is this you were at?
North Platte Rail Fest. It was their model train show.
Oh, okay.
It's every third week in September.
Huh. Got a pretty good turnout.
Yeah, I think we did.
No, that's good.
Everybody liked the working crossing gates.
Animation, it gets people's attention.
Oh, yeah.
You know, working crossing gates, flashing lights.
Yep.
You know, semaphores that actually work.
Yep. There's a lot of cool animations that are possible these days, like that Lauren McLean guy from Australia that's doing moving figures and bulls with their heads that they're turning. That stuff's amazing, man. I mean, robotics. Forget animation. That's robotics in model railroading.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It's an exciting time.
I know you said what you were doing there before we went on air, Andy, but you mind repeating that a little bit so people know, since we can see you putting rocks up?
Yeah, I've had this 20-some foot rough scenic for a while. Most of it I've been working on, but I've had this one ugly patch of pink plaster for a while, or a pink styrofoam exposed for a while, as I kind of made my mind up and figured out what I wanted to do. So, and while some of this section, like over here behind me, this is more, Appalachia has a lot of rocks sticking out with a lot of dirt and vine and that kind of stuff between them. But I wanted a more sheer rock line. So here I'm putting in a bunch of them that I've been looking at them for several days to figure out which pieces need to go together. And then I'm going to what would you call it, point in between all of them, and then do a little bit of carving on that plaster so that I have a cohesive, more sheer rock cliff or rock cut. So I've already stuck a few of them up yesterday, the ones I was sure of, and now I'm going to stick these last few up and give them a few minutes to dry while we chit-chat, and then maybe I can point them a little later in the show. And
yeah, pointing is you're referring to filling in between the rocks, the gaps, and all.
Yeah, and instead of like on this rock work over here on this side, I use individual rocks and I pointed, or for lack of a better terminology, but kind of filled in those with with the scenery goop, and then laid Mod Podge on it, put dirt on it, and put some of my, some of the vinery stuff that I make. If I can get a little bit more length on my cord. Somehow, there we go. Kind of filled in dirt and put some vinery on them and stuff, which is really common in Appalachia. Also, this module was the first piece of layout that I built when I first got back into the hobby a year something ago. I've done a lot of other stuff since then. This section, which I'm much happier with, and has some rock work on it that I'm also happier with. But this will be my first big sheer piece of rock that's all going to be some hand carved and stuff together. So I don't know. Wish me luck, or or help me. Come over and help me. Come over if it don't work. You come over and help me bust it out, because I'm not afraid to do that either.
Well, I got some depth cords, so
Yeah, man. There's no better way to make a model railroad improvements than to start with C4.
Yeah, that's we'll do it with a big bang.
Yeah, that's one sure. That's add some entertainment to you getting over a failed problem.
Yeah.
Any self-respecting guy is going to enjoy explosive smoke and fire. So.
Yeah, the wives usually don't, but
No, but she's not as happy about the use of real dirt, leaves, and the producing of those items in the kitchen. She's not really fond of that. I sneak around.
Especially in the oven.
Yeah, but I catch her gone and cook it. So I know there's a lot of people who don't do that, but I feel better about it if I cook it. I know anything in it's dead if I do that. So I've cooked everything so far. Catch her gone and do it.
Yeah, you might want to stop at some of these yard sales to look around, see if you can't find yourself one of those little toaster ovens. It's a smaller amount, but you're not using her oven.
Well, I'm not making that much in quantity at a time anyway, number one, and I don't want a very high temperature anyway. I mean, the lowest temperature the oven goes on is what I cook it at. I just want to bring it up to temperature, especially the leaves. The leaves won't take a high temperature.
Yeah.
But the dirt, I just bring the dirt up to 200 degrees, let it get good and warm, stir it around once, take it out.
Oh, toaster oven will work pretty good for you then.
Yeah, there's people talked about using a microwave, so, I could buy a used microwave, but I think I'd rather have a toaster oven.
Oh, toaster oven's smaller, doesn't take up as much space.
And I could put it right in here, and that would be much less excitement with the wife.
Yeah. Well, right now I just want to let the viewers know that the Q&A is working, so if you have any questions, feel free to type them in. We'll see about getting you an answer if we can.
Might not be right.
Might not be what they want to hear either, but we'll try. What kind of base you putting that on, Jim? Piece of styrofoam or?
Yeah, what vegetable?
That is a very loud piece of styrofoam.
Yeah. He took your advice. He's got the hair dryer out.
Yeah, he is in a hurry. Flat paint dries really fast, though. We paint things and think it's going to take a long time, but I can slap some flat paint down and 30, 40 minutes later, or that Krylon spray paint, that's super flat, the camouflage colors, they dry about as fast as you can finish painting something, and you can about spray it and pick it up, and it'll be dry. It is astonishing how fast it dries. I'm not even joking. It dries that fast.
Hey, right now here at my place, it'd take a little longer because it's raining.
Yeah, well, that was brush-on house paint, so even though it was a flat, it's not an enamel. What's the other stuff called? It's not acrylic. Latex.
Latex.
It's a flat latex, but when you brush anything, it puts out a little thicker than if I had done a spray can. Spray can would have been much faster, but
true, but this stuff like my base layout's made out of, and I paint it too, and it don't dry, instantly, but 45 minutes or something, it dries pretty quick.
Well, I didn't want to wait that long. I'm impatient.
I understand impatience, brother. I'm impatient too. That's what hair dryers are made for, at least as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've owned a hair dryer.
Here we go. Save on shampoo too.
Yeah.
What are you making, Jim?
That's a base for my diorama base for my
For his dollhouse.
yeah, for my dollhouse.
Oh, okay.
For my YouTube model builders entry.
Don't ask him about the spiral staircase he's been working on for a month. It's beautiful, but gosh almighty.
Yeah, that ain't getting used either.
That's a shame. I knew that'd be the case. You'd spend a month working on it and not even use it. But it was looking good. It really was looking good.
Yeah, I ran out of steps. Too many were missing. It'd be too much of a hassle.
So you couldn't take no more steps, huh?
No, just couldn't do it.
He's on an 8-step program, but he couldn't make it all the way to the top.
Well, I did. How many did I do?
I think 59. Even 12, right?
I did. I'll count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh my God! I stopped at 13. Got one more in here that's broken. I'm gonna have to glue that sucker on right now.
There's your problem right there. Couldn't you have taken one of them that wasn't
There you go.
and made you a mold out of it? I mean, not a mold, but taken some iron, cut it.
Well, I tell. Oh, he's gonna.
That way you could have made a couple steps for the ones that were missing.
I don't know how well that would have worked.
I've done it with kids before that were missing parts. Just take some of the side wood.
Well, I'm not throwing this away because it might end up on the model before it's all said and done. It just ain't going to be on the model before the contest is over.
Well, yeah. You're running out of time.
Yes, I worked on these today. Where are they at? I worked on these little regular fire escapes today, so that's two of these are going on there.
That's the Walthers kit that you're adding to it, though, right?
Yeah.
And those look so much better than the ones that came with it.
Yeah. Here's a difference. That's the steps that were included. Like, these are included with the kit, and these are the Walthers. Now look at the difference in scale.
Yeah, they look.
One's with the handrails. That's the Walthers.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other ones look like they're oatmeal or something. They're wrong, bad wrong.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know how these steps are supposed to be glued on because they don't give you a glue point other than these two rail. Oops. This side rail coming up to this post here, that's the only place the treads aren't glued. The treads are not glued to the base. There's no place to glue them to.
Super glue.
And I had what do you call it, the manual. But that's all right. They're on there. Oops, it fell off.
They ain't going nowhere.
Super glue will stick to anything.
Yeah. Well, they didn't have a glue point.
Yeah.
I had to glue the front of the
Handrail.
stair railings handrail to the handrail of the base or deck or floor or whatever you want to call it. It just didn't have no place to really glue it to other than there. So it's only got about.
Well, actually, when you put it up on the building, you probably be able to tack it on the building in a couple of places.
No, you can't because the handrails stick away, the steps stick away from the side. I don't know if you can see that or not. The stairs stick away from the building.
Yeah.
The platform is wider than the steps are by 1.5, 2 millimeters anyways. couple millimeters. So, oh well. Once you get the base up there, the steps just kind of hang in the air there.
Hey, Jim,
Yes.
there is the 2 handrail posts that you glue to the stairs.
Yeah.
There's a very small little notch on the back side of those. That notch is supposed to rest against the very top of the platform, which looks like that's what you have. There is not a big glue spot. There's the side of those rails, and then that's it. Your first step should hang down a step below the platform.
Yeah, that's what it does. It looks like.
Yeah.
Can't get that to focus. Come on, focus in. All right, don't focus in. Cotton pick. Well, anyways.
Does your handrail stick above that front railing?
Just no, they're about even with the front railing.
Okay, it's sitting where it should be then.
The top of the front railing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
those,
and that's the only place you can glue it. It's between that top rail and the middle rail. That's the only thing that really touches that railing on that platform.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Well, it had to be. It was the only way to do it. I couldn't figure out another way to glue it on there.
Yeah, anyways, those little pieces have notches on them. Very slight little notches that they're supposed to rest on.
For the man that's legally blind, he could see it, and I couldn't. I don't get that.
Yeah, from however many
Two
miles away.
sets of magnifiers to be able to see it.
And I was using a pair of 4 or 5 power magnifying lighted glass too. And that's all right. They're together. They're together. Tomorrow I'll be able to paint them. And
My glasses are 6 power, and then the magnifier I was using is another 4 power.
10 power jeweler's loop.
Yeah. You did a good job.
It only took me 4 hours to build 2 of them.
Hobby ain't about speed, brother. You got into racing if you were in a hurry.
It didn't take me quite that long, but it took me a little while to figure it out.
Of course.
At least I had a diagram to go by to figure it out with.
Yeah, that would have helped.
I guess you felt lost too, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, having something to actually show you where it goes.
Yep, sure did. That's all I got left is the 3 or 4 downspouts, the 2 fire escape, and then this platform here, and I'm done with it finally. So I should have it done by the 30th.
Yeah.
You should have used a different kind of sandpaper on this styrofoam. My edges didn't come out smooth like I wanted it.
That rasp that so many people recommend, Stanley Sureform. Man, that thing makes nice smooth edges. You got to have one of those if you're going to work with a lot of styrofoam. That's a really good tool.
Yeah,
This one?
that one is showing.
Is it? Yeah. Okay. Well, shoot, I get pretty smooth. I get reasonably smooth surfaces out of that.
Well, I wanted as smooth as the top on the edges here.
Oh well, I take sandpaper. I mean that.
Well, I did that too, but
What'd you use? 60 grit?
probably. That's just too funny.
Yeah.
See that, John?
What's that?
It's the back of the sandpaper.
Yeah, 60 grit.
Then I tried using some 600 grit to smooth it out a little bit, and that was just too much of a change, I guess.
Yeah,
That
no,
would happen.
120. 120 would probably give you a good smooth.
Yeah, I didn't have any in the house.
Yeah.
And I was too lazy to run out to the garage and look for some. Hey, they're not supposed to be looking at the platform edges anyways. They're supposed to be looking at the building.
Is it drying out?
Yeah, it's getting there. Heck, it's an Arizona scenic area. I should just set the model right on top of the brown and let it go.
Yeah, but they actually got some grass around the courthouse, don't they?
Yeah, they do. I'm going to mix some light brown grass with, well, I'm just using that ground cover. I'm not going static grass and all that.
Yeah. No, your ground foam will look really good there.
Yeah.
Actually, what you could do is, like Andy's done, just take one of those old cheap paint brushes and cut the bristles off. You know, kind of roll it up a little bit, kind of like a cigar with them long ways in the roll.
Works as good as anything.
Got that around there a little bit, and then go back, kind of trim them down, look like tall grass, kind of growing in patches around the house, courthouse.
Yeah, it's a state park type situation, so they got the grass all manicured and all that.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do it just so it's got something on there instead of just being a plain model. Yeah, just gonna set that dude on there. Makes it look a little better than trying to display it in my hand, you know.
Yeah.
There we go.
You got a turntable, hadn't you?
No, I don't.
I gotta get one of those too, little Lazy Susan.
Yeah.
I want one for my little paint.
I'll tell you what, have you got any kind of fairly small balls or marbles there, Jim?
No, I can say I don't.
Yeah.
No,
I
I don't
think to
have
say what you could have done is taken that styrofoam, kind of made a groove in a circle around that, and put you a few marbles up under some kind of round balls. That way you could just rotate it in your video.
Yeah, I'll just rotate it on the table. It'll be all right. Just won't be as smooth and as fancy.
Yeah.
They want too much for a stupid Lazy Susan.
Get yourself an old turntable.
Set it on 78.
There you go. Hold on.
33 and a third. Yeah, 78 be slower, wouldn't it?
No, 78's fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fast.
Yeah.
That's the highest speed, 78. 33 and a third's the slowest one.
Just showing your age, by the way.
I read it on the internet.
Yeah.
I like vinyl too. I miss vinyl actually. But
Well, you still got people that swear by it, and they still, I mean, they're starting to produce a few more records than what they were in the past year.
Oh, yeah. It's a fad.
I mean, just like a lot of people, they don't, their amplifiers and all that they buy, their stereo equipment's, all cheap stuff.
They say tube produces a little finer sound, but I just don't want to believe it.
I don't know. It has more sound than it does get lost, but a lot of trouble.
Your volume or your sound is messed up, Andy.
A little laggy.
It went kind of digital on us a little.
You guys are showing your age, and I'm showing my R2D2.
Yeah, we actually made it to the store last night.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Did a little bit of work. We had to clean up the conference room where we kind of had stuff spread out across the two tables. Right now they're needing the conference room for other things, so we got everything cleaned up out of there.
But y'all got to
Uh,
actually do the
we
work.
got this one section on the layout where you got the viaduct bridge, and it kind of sticks out like a triangle, sort of. And we got the Big Pig restaurant and patio sitting on that. And I built that concrete wall because that's where the incline ends, right there, and it starts, depending on what direction you're going in.
Sure.
So I built a concrete wall to hide that part, but the patio has one of those hydrocal stone walls somebody used for that, and stained and all. Looks pretty decent. The only problem is we can't match it. And I got a short span from the edge of that wall back over to the abutment where the viaduct bridge starts. Nothing but pink foam there. Been trying to find some kind of stone material that'll match that, where I can try and stain it, look pretty close, and not doing it. So last night I decided, well, let's just go with a timber retaining wall. So I sent the boys back there to the storeroom. We got a shelf back there that they put a bunch of stuff on. Said that's our supply area. They found a bunch of wood, it's from other wood kits and stuff, left over odds and ends, and brought it out there. And I said, well, I'm just going to build a small retaining wall just to see how it's going to look up there. Just building one with the horizontal boards, and then you got the big 10 by 10 post out in front to hold everything in place, keep the bank from crumbling. Yeah, Joe and Bill both were sitting there kind of amazed how I did. I took a piece of styrofoam and I cut my post. I used T-pins to hold the first one in place, keep it still, and I squared the rest of them off of that one. They said, they're going, well, it's a neat idea. I wouldn't have thought about that. I've been fighting with that thing, trying to glue that first board on there and get all them straight. And Joe's going, well, we got different thickness boards here. I said, it's not going to matter, Joe. I said, the front of it's going to be all flush on these posts anyway. Yeah, and the thickness really wasn't going to hurt us as far as backside pushing off from the styrofoam. I built a little small one. It didn't even go all the way up to the top of that foam because 4 inches tall. That thing's 32 scale feet tall and 54 scale feet long.
Wow, yeah, the length is really what's going to kill you. That's a long way.
About 10 inches. I got some sheet balsa wood here,
Sure.
thin stuff, and I got a strip cutter from back in the airplane days.
Yeah.
I just set it to a width I want. I'll cut the wood a little bit longer than what I really need. Go ahead and cut all the strips in. I'll stain them here and then take it back out to the store and build it there on camera.
Nice. Yeah, I look forward to you doing that. You need to do that on camera. I've got to make one of those too, and all mine will be ties. I got to make a tie retaining wall.
Yeah. Yeah, I figure what I do is just space out those vertical pieces about every 12 feet. Scale feet.
Yeah, oh, that's going to look real good. I know where you're talking about right there. That's a really, I really like that location where it kind of goes on to that city viaduct anyway. It's a good looking job you've done.
Yeah, we were talking about it last night, and Brian was standing there looking. I want to get his opinion on it. Kathy was still there, so she come over, looked at it. She thought it looked pretty good too, but everybody's going, well, how are you supposed to get up there to the restaurant? My comment was, if you're hungry enough, you'll get there.
Yeah.
I said, take a helicopter. Well, how are you supposed to get off? Well, the helicopter will come pick you up, take you off.
Right.
We'll walk across all those railroad tracks till you get to a road.
Getting down's a lot easier.
Huh?
Getting down's a lot easier than getting up somewhere.
Yeah.
You got all kinds of choices. Hang glide, zip line. That just give you an excuse to build a zip line.
Yeah. Zip line right over the junkyard and off to the front edge of the layout.
Yeah, a little animation. You can even animate that.
I'm not Laurie McLean.
Yeah, no, me neither. I don't think I can pull off that stuff, that kind of animation either. All right. That's all patched in. I think. Ish. Patched in ish. This stuff just sets up so fast. I even used cold water, put this gallon jug in the refrigerator for a while. That with cold water, and you just can't keep plaster Paris. It just sets up so fast.
Yeah. Or if you put a little baking soda in it, like they say, do the hydrocal. The retard.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Set up.
What does that do? Slow it down?
Yeah.
Give you
Yeah,
more working
I've
time?
heard that. Yeah, and I've heard vinegar too, but I tried that. It didn't work. I got a bottle of it down here, and I couldn't tell it done anything to make it smell bad. So.
Yeah. Well, I guess Randy's phone finished updating. He's back. Looks like he's working on his layout.
Who?
Randy. He was in here at the beginning.
Oh.
He's on his phone, and it started updating on him.
Yeah, they all get a mind of their own.
I guess Andrew decided to take his pawpaw nap early. I'll say that way I'll find out if he's watching any of these that he missed.
Yep. Ground group, on the other hand, this stuff just about doesn't set up unless you put it on the layout. I've been working off this same jug of ground goop for like 6 months, and it's as loose as I would want it to be.
Huh. Well, it's in a fairly airtight container, so why not?
Right. As long as it's in this airtight container. Every now and then I've added a little bit of moisture to it, but just a touch to make it more workable. Otherwise, I'm not even joking about it. It's been at least 4 or 5 months. Whenever I done a kind of on one of the panels, I showed how to mix this crap up. This has been there ever since then.
Yeah.
For that long. Oh.
Man, that's the best little tool you ever own.
Oh yeah, love this tool.
Oh yeah.
Artist spatula.
Yeah, I started out with plastic ones. I got a whole little host of those things. But man, spend a few bucks and buy one of the nice metal ones. They bend and flex, and yeah,
The nice thing about it, you take the edge of it and get your line grooves and stuff in it.
absolutely. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of this tool. It's my favorite tool I have for working.
What size is that one, Andy?
It's about 1.5 inches and about a 1/2 inch wide. Pretty small.
Okay.
It's
Yes, it's actually the biggest one that I've seen. If you buy a set of them,
uh-huh.
it's usually the biggest one in the set.
Yeah, but now this is just a little long guide I had to buy separately where I wanted a metal one that I could bend from an artist store, and it's a mixing or an artist blade, but an artist mixing blade is what they call it, and as opposed to like a trowel, like these say they're trowels.
Yeah,
This is it's an artist whatever, it's the same thing.
yeah. I bought a small set of them. I think at Michael's or something like that. They were on sale.
Uh-huh.
And that was the biggest one in there. It was just called artist spatulas.
Yep. That's Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
Stick it.
Which I'm getting a Hobby Lobby near me. It'll probably be open by December.
They have a lot more stuff for us generally than Michael's does.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
they've got
this
a
way I don't
very
have to
wide
go.
selection.
Yeah. This way I won't have to go all the way down to Cumming, which is 20 miles one way. I can just go 4 miles, get to this one.
Hobby Lobby's a pretty handy resource. I mean, it's not exactly a hobby shop, I grant you that. But it has things that hobby shops won't carry, too, you know. Hobby shops don't carry a lot of artist supplies and acrylic paints. And so Hobby Lobby's really handy.
Yeah, since we don't have polyscale and flow quill anymore, I've noticed hobby shops, like Hobbytown USA and all them, are carrying more of the, I know I'll screw the name up, Vallejo,
Yeah, Vallejo.
Model Air, and all that kind of paints.
Yeah, now Vallejo's really good paint in general, though. But man, we really lost something when we lost polyscale.
Oh, yeah. Well, everybody around here tell you testers should just did away with their paints and used the polyscale formulas.
You better believe it. You can have
Put their name on it.
Yeah,
They don't even touch the formulas at all. Just do it the same as they were doing it.
Yep. Yep. You can have testers as far as I'm concerned. I don't
Yeah.
like. The only thing that they got going for them is sprayed oil coat. If you can find it. Some people have had trouble finding it, but I got it. So.
Yeah, I finally found a can of that workable fixative
Yeah,
spray. Barry said that's one that you want to use when you're using your chalk powders for weathering, because it won't turn them into a liquid and make them run.
It's exactly meant for finishing off a chalk or charcoal drawing.
Yeah.
Have you tried it yet?
No, not yet.
You have to let us know how that works for you.
Yeah.
I need to pick up a can of it.
Phillips used it. Phillips would have turned me onto it.
Did you already get a can of it too, Jimmy?
Yeah, I bought a can. I haven't used it yet.
Yeah, one thing I noticed that going from HO to N scale, when you're doing scenery like that,
Yeah.
it's a lot different because you're doing it to scale. You get the tweezers out, you know, to do your bushes and stuff.
Yeah, that would make sense. Of course, I use tweezers, or I spend more time with tweezers than any other tool I have when I'm railroading. Like I'm building my track work, tweezers and these little picks, like a dentist pick. That's another one of those tools that I really love. It's just a matter of what, the level of detail that you're working at. I work at a pretty high level of detail even in HO, so. But I can't imagine using tweezers to plant bushes much. Now, I build my trees with tweezers, though. I guess that's not that far removed. I haven't got a chance to see your layout since you converted. I know you had something really good looking going on in HO.
It's totally different now.
Different room, right?
Yeah, I'm out of the garage and then back into the third living room, you might as well say.
Oh, I thought you were still going to do it in the garage.
No, I had a problem as far as keeping the humidity and
Temperature.
temperature to where it wouldn't hurt.
Yeah.
It's even worse than in scale, so.
Yeah, so I just I totally tore it out, gutted it. I put a video up on my channel.
I would have thought I would have caught that. I subscribed to you, but maybe I missed it.
Yeah, I need to get in there and start catching up on mine.
Yeah, sometimes a lot of videos come out. I mean, we're starting to get into the season where a lot of people will be doing videos, so.
Oh yeah, man, with changing the weather,
Yeah.
everybody's going back inside. They'll be jamming on them now.
Yeah. We need to add another 10 more hours to the day just to keep caught up on the video.
I hear you.
You think me being not working, being kind of retired, that I'd have time to do that, but yeah, that's not true.
I have less time in the day when I'm retired than I did when I was working. That's a fact. Because I got more hobbies and stuff now that I'm retired than when I was working. When I was working, I just worked. Came home and did nothing. Now I'm retired, I got hobbies and just can't stop. Can't focus on one, I gotta have too many.
Too many, what's that saying? Too many irons in the fire.
Yep. I've slowed down this year somewhat.
Mr. Jim.
Yeah. I'm
Now
listening to you.
Huh?
Said I'm listening.
Now that you had that belt in there, I could see that top piece up there. Did you sand that down where it fit better?
Yeah, a little bit, but not as well as it should be. I'm thinking about trying to take some, I don't know.
You got a gap in it?
Yeah.
Quadrant putty, man. That fix anything.
What'd you say?
Putty.
Quadrant putty.
Buddy, I was going to try using some of that lightweight wall patching stuff.
Yeah, it won't stick to plastic, I don't think.
Well,
Squadron modeler putty is just awesome. And it's pretty easy to work with. You put it on a toothpick and rake it along the line.
Yeah, Miles was telling me, and I was thinking about using gel super glue.
Yeah, gap filling, sure.
Yeah.
now that top is white, right?
What top?
On
Yeah.
that building.
No, it's a greenish brown.
The cupola?
The cupola is white, but the
Yeah, that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
what I'm talking about. You got a gap up there?
yeah.
White latex caulk.
Yeah, that might work. Might, if I got anything that stays white. But that might work. That'd be easy to spatula it out smooth.
Well, it's paintable too. But I know the trick you're talking about that Miles told you about, though, mixing a little bit of styrene in, making a little paste.
What? No, I was watching some stuff on the internet using gel super glue, and you stick it along there with the gap you need to fill, and then you sprinkle baking soda or baking powder on it, and that activates it and dries it faster.
Yeah.
And then you can sand it sooner, but I was watching a guy try to sand it, and he was having a heck of a time. He ended up using a Dremel with a drum sander.
Yeah.
And I can't do that up on that roof like that.
Yeah.
Too messy.
So
Yeah.
Miles was showing me a way to make an applicator for it by using the end of a sewing needle, where you'd stick in the thread. The loop where you stick the thread in, you cut that in half.
Yeah.
So you get kind of like a little pitchfork. And he says when you put the super glue on there, when you get to the hole, the super glue kind of wants to go wherever the void's at. And he was explaining it to me last night. But I got to thinking about how hard it would be to sand it after watching that guy in that video try to sand his, and I decided, nah, I didn't want to do that.
Well, the super glue's probably going to try a lot smoother too. By trying to get it to lay like you want to, you'd have to tilt the model up, have that edge flat.
But Scott's idea with the white caulk, now that might not be a bad idea. That I might be able to, because I could lay a strip of tape down and along the roof there, and then press it in there and make it smooth, and when it dries, I can pull the green tape up and have a nice, even finish. So that might be a good idea. Thanks, Scott. I didn't think of that.
No, it wasn't even Andy that was.
Huh?
That
Andy,
wasn't.
I said Scott. Didn't I say thanks, Scott?
Oh, that's you with the hair dryer. I thought it was Andy. All right, Andy, I muted your microphone, so
My bad. I'm
you'll
sorry.
have to turn it back on.
I was talking
Yeah.
while I was doing it.
But no problem. And then I turned around and was trying to tell him, no, that wasn't me, that was Scott. And I was like, well, I muted myself a few minutes ago. I'm like, so how long have I been talking and been muted?
I got on mine. I got that handheld and the mic to mute it. Hey Phil, did you see that picture that I posted of the beginning of the mountains and then what I've got done so far on it?
I seen pictures that you put on the Facebook post. I saw pictures that you put in the G Plus post. And I think I went to your channel, and if there's anything there, I saw them there too. If not, I saw them on maybe InScale or something. I've seen pictures. I haven't seen any video, just a bunch of pictures.
Sorry.
I know I seen a video. Pretty sure it was on your channel, but I don't know if there was mountains down yet or not, or if that was just the room you were putting everything up in.
That was just the room I was starting in.
Okay.
You still gonna be doing your mountain scenes?
Yeah.
Scott, well, here's the one I seen with the train coming out of the wall, the mountains there on a bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it. I don't know how Andy can miss it.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, I got it to where
Looks good.
I've got it right now where it's painted. Got some of the greenery on it. Got the waterfall on it. Just letting everything dry up for the night. I want to get back over there and start doing some more, but gotta take your time and let it dry.
Yeah.
Well, I thought I saw some pictures that looked like there was water, some blue, and I thought some green on it. And that was a couple days ago.
Yeah,
But,
the green is that styrofoam that I
okay.
made the waterfall out of. Yeah, I didn't. I painted the top part, but that picture I didn't paint the bottom.
Okay.
How'd you make your waterfalls using that Woodland Scenic water effects?
Nope, I did silicone.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yep, clear silicone on a Teflon pan,
Yeah.
and peeled right up. Old lady says, if that don't come off, you're gonna buy me a new pan.
I think you need to buy a new pan anyway.
Yeah, it was the old. She gave me two. What you make bread in,
Yeah.
that style of pan.
Did you put it on the inside or on the bottom side?
On the inside of it.
Yeah, I
Put it
wouldn't use
overnight.
that. I wouldn't use that to cook in anymore.
No. That silicone's in there.
Yeah.
Oh, I ain't gonna hurt nothing.
Oh, what's that kind of funny taste?
Help go through your system better.
Yeah.
With all the byproducts that's in our food, yeah, that little bit of silicone ain't gonna hurt you.
Oh,
Yeah, that's true too.
Get the eggs out and fry up some eggs in there.
Yeah.
Then throw them away. They should be good to go. That'll pull up everything that's in there.
what do you think that non-stick surface is made of?
Yeah. Oh, we got.
Working on installing some signals here. There's a fancy turnout indicators.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Here's the other side. Whoop. Didn't mean to activate that.
Oh, okay. Now, where did you get those signals at?
Richard Tequila over at Custom Signal Systems.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he makes pretty good signals there.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the few that makes a full position light system like what I do.
Yeah, the wiring underneath this thing is it's bad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Big old spaghetti string. But sure hope nothing breaks. It's going to be hard to trace what wire it is.
Well, then you can count on something breaking if that's true.
Yeah.
Murphy's nothing if not persistent.
I got to show these off too.
Road gang.
Yeah.
So how do you transport that? You got a box truck you carry it in or trailer?
I wish I had a trailer. I have to rent a U-Haul.
Hmm.
Randy, I don't know if you know this or not, but you've got your camera pointed to the ceiling.
What's that?
Your camera's pointed to the ceiling.
No, well, he's got it sitting on a table lower than the layout. Yeah, kind of
Oh, I
see the layout. I can't see the top of the layout.
Yeah, I don't have it up high enough.
Yeah.
Using that cell phone.
Hey, you might want to check out Bill Graham, uh, South Brooklyn. Go back to his earlier videos. You know, his black paper clips that you use to hold a stack of papers together.
Okay, yeah.
He took one of those. He found a YouTube video where a guy was showing how to take one of those and make a camera mount for the telephone.
All right.
And you can actually drill a hole on the backside on that big flat area and glue a nut on there, and that way you can put it on a tripod.
Yeah,
That's at mine. That's
just got to drill one hole in your phone. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Joe, holding your phone will be fine. No.
Sure.
Andy, you're giving us an echo real bad on the sound.
Yeah.
Ground foam. Just spread some wet glue out on it and do it, huh?
Yeah, well, I did. I thin my glue just a little bit.
25% water?
Yeah, about that, yeah. 50, 50, you know.
50-50. That's pretty thin.
I do 25.
Yeah, I used static grass for mine.
Well, I'm not for what I'm doing right now. I'm not worried about static grass. It's just a diorama for a building. I'm not too worried about it at the moment. Just worried about the building.
Yeah, actually, Jim, I mean, you're going on top of that latex paint. You can just go full strength. You're going to brush it on, right?
Yeah, I was going to, yeah.
Yeah, just brush it on full strength then. I wasn't thinking about that when I told you to delete it. You know, if you already had some scenery down, then you'd want to thin it down and put your grass down that way.
Yeah, I have to go this route with this layout since I don't have the room to build a nice big fancy one.
Hey, do what you can. Get a layout going, you know.
Yeah. What do you guys all use to clean your track?
Alcohol.
You're supposed to clean your track?
Well, shoot, I didn't have a problem at all during the train show.
Yeah.
But my train's running constantly on it, so that kept the track clean in itself.
Now, actually, the wheels are picking it up. Yeah, I found alcohol really just worked the best. Use that clean tracks with. Take a piece of paper towel or a whole full sheet of paper towel, put some alcohol on it. Not, you know, just a little small dot of it, lay it on the track, and take your engine and pull up on it. And you have to hold the engine and turn it on and let it run and let it move it up and down that alcohol on the paper towel.
Yeah, it gets all that grime off.
Yeah, 'cause I had one the other day that, well, it's over John, that fellow that I help out, he had an engine that started running erratic. And I asked him, I said, "You cleaned the wheels lately?" He goes, "Well, no." I said, "You remember how?" He said, "Well, no." So I went, "All right, here you go. This is how you do it." Showed him how to do it, and I told him, "You still got to keep wiping this track down."
Yep. That's the only part of this hobby that gets irritating. It's having to clean the wheels, having to clean track.
Yeah. Well, doing it that way, it's really not that bad. It's pretty quick. I've got the Woodland Scenics wheel cleaner, that newest one they come out with.
Mhm.
Use it 3 different ways and all, and you know, I've used it. It did an okay job, you know.
Yeah, I have one of those too. I prefer the alcohol on the paper towel method a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, once it's
Once it's
you cleaned it
you
good,
cleaned it
they'll-
good,
uh, uh, yeah, that Woodland Scenics will work okay. Yeah, just for maintenance.
Yeah.
And the good thing about it is, I mean, you know, like you go to a show, you got one that you want to just clean the wheels up just a little bit to make sure you don't have problems. You know, you just lay it on the track. You use your track power to, you know, power it, so you don't have to have any drop cords or anything like that.
Exactly.
And all right, well, I'm going to take a second here to do the midpoint public announcement. Thursday night hangouts are the proud sponsor of the YouTube Mall Builders, the EMAG, and the YouTube Mall Builders live show. The website is youtubemallbuilders.com. I want to be sure and remind everybody, as you can see on my screen right now, that the YouTube Mall Builders Big Bill contest is fixing to come to a close. The end of the month, September the 30th, 6 days from now. So get them finished up, get your videos done, get them in, because they're going to do judging right there at the 1st of October, and the winners will be announced on the Big Bill show. And yeah, you can go to YouTubeMallBuilders.com. That's where you can get your schedules for the Tuesday night hangouts. See who's presenting that week, or what week who's presenting, what their subject to be, and the live show schedule also, and their topics. So, and that concludes the midpoint announcement. We're back to our regular scheduled program.
Okay, track cleaning. I got the solution.
All righty.
Battery power. And then forget it. Painting. Battery.
I knew that was coming.
Now, I still have to clean track a little bit too for occupancy detection, if nothing else. Speaking of which, I've been wiring sections of track today, dropping feeders onto my essentially sectional track that's hand laid in pieces of roadbed and then put onto the layout.
Yeah.
Some of them are 8 feet long.
You have more patience than I have doing hand-laid track.
Oh, you got to see the half of this too. These have individual tie plates and bolt plates on the rail joints, and rails are scored over 39 feet.
Wow.
And no rail joiners. The rails are just aligned and glued with an insulator between each rail. So every section of rail has to have an electrical contact fed to it for occupancy detection, but no rail joiners. So between the end section of one rail and the next section, the only thing there is that detail part. But I don't know if you can tell much about it. I don't know if my camera will pick up enough. And right now I've just got the rail tipped in there, but if you can get enough to see those bolt plates.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, and that rail's stuck up. I got to glue it right now, but I mean, the bolt plates and you know, the bolt plates that are at these sections, there's a bolt plate for every well here. And you got peel this back or peel one of the rails back a little bit. You can see the individual bolt plates on the ties.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then each rail has every 39 scale feet, as you can see right there. There's right here. There's a mark right there between the 39 feet section, and it has a bolt plate detail on the side. So
You do what HO you said?
it's Z scale. Yeah, it's HO.
Yeah, Z scale. Yeah. I want to be able to see that.
I'm hand laying Z scale, so I will end up in a home for the mentally ill soon. So you can still use me. Even in HO scale, there is still a distinct possibility that I will be in a ward somewhere but I am enjoying it. It's slow, hours per foot of track, but I really.
No, it looks really great.
Yeah, if I just didn't have a 300-foot main line, it wouldn't be such a big deal. But 300 feet of track is going to take me a while.
Yeah.
I hopefully, if I do everything right, I got 40 or so years to do it in, and it'll probably take some of that.
Andy, you said I was OCD?
I could have said that.
Yeah, you did. I think I would have clawed my eyes out by now.
Well, Andy's just showing you another way of going blind.
Yeah.
I think my way was a lot more funner.
And some serious carpal tunnel from the tweezers and all that stuff, and surely there's
Oh,
more fun ways to do that too. But yeah,
Working on
gotta
N scale, you feel like you're going to get cataracts.
Yeah, if I was in N scale, I would still hand lay tracking in scale. I just wouldn't use the detail parts, but I would hand lay.
Nothing like having the feeling of your eyes popping out your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to let the viewers know that if you got any questions, just put them in the Q&A there. We'll see if we can't get them answered. I got an email today from Woodland Scenics, just one of their general broadcast things, that they're going to come out with some more new additions to their new lighting that they just came out with, their plug-in lighting. They're going to do street lamps and exterior lighting for buildings. I noticed one of the guys put on the post, I never really looked in their lighting, but evidently there's 4 LEDs to a strip or something, or a circuit or whatever, and a circuit probably. And he was asking if they could put more lights on the circuit, because this one guy has something like 152 buildings on his layout.
Yeah. That's easy to get to, though. I mean, my layout's not large, and my rough end for this little town over here, it's 2 foot deep. The town is about 9 or 10 feet, and I'm expected to have around 70 buildings, the way I rough it out. And some of those are full-size buildings. I mean, the scratch belt depot that I'll have to build will be 16 inches long, but a lot of those buildings are flats. But honestly, when you start filling up even a small town, forget modeling Manhattan. If you start modeling a dense small town, it consumes buildings like a forest consumes trees.
Well, look at Rod Stewart did on his layout. Of course, he has a lot
Oh,
more
yeah.
room than all of us, but you know, he's got that New York scene in there.
Man, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And George Celios, can you imagine how many buildings are on his layout? 3,000? 5,000? He has enough buildings. I'm expected to have trees. And every one of them built to, show standards.
Yeah.
Be right back.
Just a small reminder there, Jim, in case you hadn't realized if you try to talk, you got your mic muted on your headset.
Yeah, I was yelling at the wife.
Huh? Now you are going to brush that ground foam off the table, put it back in the jar, right?
Do you see what I'm doing?
Yep.
I was brushing it with my hand earlier. It was getting all over my hand, so I
Yeah.
was digging out a blush brush.
Plus, that's that plastic table, right? It's kind of
Yeah.
low textured. Yeah,
Yeah.
that stuff gets worked down in there too when you do it with your hand.
Yeah. That's why I got the brush on this pass.
We found that out because that's what's in the conference room at the store, those kind of tables.
Yeah.
Joe and I both took our hands, started to brush off some ground foam and all. And yeah, that didn't work. I went and got my little small hand vacuum cleaner. It's got a tank on it. Vacuumed it out that way and then poured it out. Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to check into take a look at those lights that they put out. Of course, Mauler Man Mike, once he gets his family situation in a better condition, he'll be back in. He's got a light kit that he's worked on, and but what he's doing is he's trying to get set up and programmed so that he'll do a 24-hour day, turn the lights on and off and everything.
Well,
Certainly.
the one that Woody sells, the module and the power pack's not expensive, really, per se, for what you're getting, like the four light dimmable module they have. It's the little lights that they sell, the LEDs with the wires, that they're getting kind of expensive. And I was talking to a gentleman, and he was telling me you could use regular LEDs on those. You don't have to buy the expensive Woody LEDs.
Huh? That would.
So you can buy the little module that Woody sells and the little power pack Woody sells, and then just buy regular LEDs for pennies.
Yeah.
And go to town with them. You don't have to use their LEDs.
Hey, you don't have any grass up there at the walkway?
Not yet. I'm still working on it.
Oh, okay. I mean, there is grass up there.
Yeah, that glue was drying so fast that.
Yeah. No, you do small. Yeah, you do small sections.
So yeah, I'm getting there with it. And I did water it down. I don't know. Yeah, quite a bit actually. A little bit more than I thought I was doing. Because it just pours out of the bottle when I turn the bottle. I don't have to squeeze, that's for sure. And I almost used my blush brush for the glue. That would have been funny. That'd have been one for the blooper reel.
Well, the good thing is that white glue washes out real good, so it wouldn't have ruined the brush. But you still there, Randy?
Oh yeah.
Let me ask you, since you're taking that 4x8 to the show and all, what all did you have to prep on that before you moved it? You know, as
I'll
far
just
as,
I had to make sure all my wires were, of course, not hanging. Everything's nicely tucked, at least.
what about your scenery, buildings?
Well, since I don't have many buildings, everything's just glued into place.
Oh, okay. I noticed you had a view block on there, so that stays on too while you're moving it.
Yeah, thank goodness that my doorways are just the right width
Hmm.
to get it out of here. You have to tilt it up onto its side, take the legs off, and then take it out of the house and load it up.
You mount your legs with wing nuts.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes it easier. So they're not fold up under.
I wish I would have done the fold up.
Gotta look like you put a wood frame all the way round and across it, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And you pretty much
It's a
have to,
heavy one.
yeah, you pretty much have to do that anyway if you're using a full sheet to keep it from bowing and warping on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, have cross members and all that, keep it all flat.
Yep. It, like I said, it's a heavy son of a gun.
Yeah. How long were you there? 2 days or?
It was actually a 3-day show, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Oh, okay. So I'm assuming you have Friday off then, or you just do Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, I have Fridays off. And I work midnight, so didn't have to go to work till Saturday night, and then went to sleep right away, and then woke up a few hours later.
Yeah.
Makes for a long couple days, though.
Yeah, but it's not that often you've done it, so.
The next one that we have here in this town won't be until April,
Yeah.
and it's only a 2-day show, Saturday and Sunday. Going to try to make it to the Great Train Expo and first 2 days of January.
Where's that at?
Council Bluffs, Iowa.
Hmm.
Just right on the Nebraska-Iowa border, over by
Yeah.
Omaha. Probably not going to take my railroad there, but it's nice to go there and look at everybody else's layouts and a lot of vendors.
Oh, yeah. That's the one that some of the manufacturers show up to, isn't it? Or is it all the manufacturers?
I didn't see any manufacturers there when we went.
Hmm.
There's the Great Train Expo and World's Greatest Hobby. On
Philip,
tour or
what's
whatever.
that? Philip, what's that one in Wisconsin we were talking about going to?
Train Fest.
Train Fest?
I think that's what it's called. Just outside of Milwaukee.
I mean, those shows in big cities, they get packed.
Yeah.
I mean, you could get lost. I think my wife lost me a few times.
Yeah.
She wasn't too happy.
Yeah.
Should have told her, well, you have the keys to the car. You can go somewhere and do what you want to do. Yeah, take a checkbook when you go.
Yeah. Yeah, the bad thing about it is for me down here in Atlanta, I mean, we had the big train show in 13. And that's where we had manufacturers, Walthers and all them were here too and all. After that, it's just kind of local shows and you don't get much there. You know, hobby
Right.
shops come in, a few people come in, but yeah, it's not that big a deal, so. Has a show down here in Dothan, Alabama. Donnie Dixon was there at that one. He goes up with a train club he's in, helps them run the trains and all. One day, he asked me if I was come down. I was trying to get down there, but he was going to be there on Sunday, and I couldn't make it on Sunday. Saturday was about the best day I could go, but I still didn't make it. Like I got one up here in either South or North Carolina. I'm a little closer to those. I'm up here in North Georgia. I may try and get to one or two of those.
All right.
Hey, Jim,
Now,
I'll be right back.
All right.
Before I took mine to the train show that we had this weekend, the guy that puts it on, he wanted me to lower the legs on it to make it more viewable for little kids.
Yeah.
But I didn't. He let me keep it the height that it was.
Well, I guess since the legs are boltable, just make another set of legs that are shorter.
Yeah.
Damn, Johnny, that's why you get paid the big bucks. I'd have never thought of that.
And I have wheels on my legs as well.
I'd have
Yeah.
cut the legs off on it, and then Johnny would have mentioned it to me, and I went, "Jeez."
Yep, just get another piece of wood and match up the bolt holes.
Yeah.
Drill in. I don't know what a good height would be. I don't know, 3.5 feet maybe.
Probably your waist or a little bit above your waistline. Yeah, let's see.
If you get it too low, though, you're going to have kids trying to reach and grab stuff and go, ooh, look at that, and they point and they start busting stuff off. And
Exactly.
And then you start breaking kids' fingers off.
yeah,
And it just gets ugly from there on out.
Yeah.
right. And then everybody looks at you like you're a bad guy, you know.
Yeah. How tall is your table now, Randy?
Oh, I don't have my tape measure near me. I don't know. It goes. I'm about 6'2". Goes up just maybe 3 inches above my belly button area.
Yeah. You might look at possibly 40 inches.
Yeah.
Maybe, about 40 inches. They'll cover, your 10-year-olds and all that they'll be able to see the top of it okay.
Yeah.
A little bit younger wouldn't. The parents have to hold them up, but they're the ones you want the parents to hang on to anyway.
Exactly. Well, I can't have it roped off, or else you won't be able to see it since it's an N scale. Not like those G scale guys and O scale.
Yeah.
They have theirs sitting low, have chairs set around it to where you can just sit down and watch the trains.
Go ahead. You want to say HO scale guys, but you go ahead, say it. Go ahead. Say HO scale guys. We hear. We understand.
Oh, there's a train club here, and they do HO. I was thinking of building a module for them. When I was in HO, I always thought N-scale was the dark side. Then I did join the dark side.
Well, now that you mentioned it. Well, looky, Mr. Dude.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Hi, dude.
We're just fixing to end the show.
Yeah, we just got back from Walmart, and then I didn't have my phone on me while I was over there, and so when I got home, my phone was bleeping at me, and I went, "Oh, shoot it, that's right." So,
Yeah.
what's everybody working on tonight?
Well,
I'm working on signals right now.
Joy.
Signals.
Hey, he's got some nice ones there. Light up and everything. Working road crossing.
Really? Where did you get, Randy? Where did you get the road crossing one?
NJ International. Got it from Jim's Model Trains online.
Jim's Trains, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Jim's Trains.
But you know, dude, you'd know where he got him from if he was here on time.
Oh, you just rub it in. You know, see, that's what sucky is. When these start, it's already late. You know, all of your stuff is done. Your guys' dinner's done. Your chores are done. You sit down at the computer and gab for a couple hours, you know. When it starts, I still got a bunch of my day, you know, to do things. And
Yeah.
plus, I got my dad coming. He's coming this weekend, so I need to get all the stuff ready to go for when he gets here.
Yeah, so you make you run to Walmart to get the blue light specials, huh?
Yeah. No, I get stuff like I got cats, so kitty litter for them, and they're the cheapest on like cat food. I mean, I don't grocery shop really over there. We've got my roommate. He works at Winco, and so I try and shop there as much as I can.
And I've been to Idaho recently. It's pretty remote, so he probably had to drive and stay in a hotel and do his Walmart shopping and drive home. Because from gas station to gas station is like 4 miles apart out there.
Yeah, I had a girlfriend that came and visited me one time when I still lived in California, and she came up to Northern California, and she was from Orange County, which is LA area. And so she says, "Well, where do you live?" And I said, "Oh, I live about 15 minutes from here." And she says, "Oh, so just a couple blocks?" And I'm like, maybe 200. She's like, "What?" So she's like, "Yeah." So we got to my house, and she says, "Yeah, that drive we just did would be like 3 city blocks in LA."
Yeah.
Wow.
Because you're talking about 15 minutes at 80 miles an hour. She means 15 minutes where 10 of it is sitting in a traffic light hoping that nobody breaks into your car while you're sitting there. And the other 4 miles driving with the doors locked. I've been to LA too, so.
Yeah. I've been through there just a couple times. I drove through there, and then we went through there when I was a kid growing up, and we went to Disneyland just Oh, I don't know. I was probably 5 or 6 years old, and we went there several times. When I got older too. But that
Did
was
he?
when there was only sections of I-5. Open.
Dude.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, while you're talking, look at your screen. I just presented Randy. He's showing you his crossing.
It's not presenting here. How come?
I'm not seeing it. Oh, he needs to go down a little bit. It's too high or something, isn't it? I can't
Tilt the
see
camera
anything.
down. Tilt the
Yeah,
camera down.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Try that again.
Yep. Still more.
Keep going.
There you go.
Down.
Yeah.
All I see is wall.
Yeah. All I see is wall. I can see the top one.
Yeah, barely.
You need to tilt the camera even more there, Randy.
Well, if you go to the top of the screen, since I got him presented right beside the invite, you click on that new icon, that gets rid of all the pictures at the bottom.
That's right. Forgot
You
about
get a
that.
bigger picture then.
I could do that there.
Yeah.
That's better.
Oh yeah, I gotta have a pair of those.
And those are not
I ain't
most
got
of
a. I don't have a.
like a servo, and those are smooth.
Yeah. It took a while to get them adjusted.
Is that a servo that's working them, or?
Got that tortoise right there.
Oh, really? Okay.
And there's one of those there. Oh, what is that? The remote mount.
Yeah.
And then another remote mount.
Oh, okay. That one
And
servo runs both of them?
The detection unit right there.
Yeah.
And the bell module.
Yeah.
Is it all self-contained?
No.
Like, no.
Well, what I mean by that is just plug and play, wire it in, and then you're ready to go. Or do you got to buy everything? Is it a kit, or do you got to buy everything individual?
I had to get the detection unit separate from the bell module. And
Oh, okay.
the signals came separate.
Yeah, it's all individual.
So
Hey,
it runs
you-
off of photocells for the detection. In order for me to get the other main line to work, I have to get another one of those detection units. And I think you
I
have
have some older Walthers ones that they're just manual, and but I wanted to run some kind of a cable up to it and make so that they'll go up and down. The only other thing I'd have to do is worry about lights,
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. All in all, what do you think it cost you buying the whole to make it work the way you got it right now?
Oh, let's see. The signals cost about $30 or so after shipping. And the detection unit, I think, costs $50.
Okay.
So there's $80 right there.
Yep.
And the bell module costs another $30, I think. I can't remember.
Okay.
So it gets pricey.
Okay, I guess I don't want one then.
Yeah, about 100, probably closer to about 115.
Yeah,
Shipping and all.
I just buy it all here and there. Get the signals first, then I got the detection second, and then got the bell last.
Ready?
Wife coming to check on me, making sure I'm not dead or something.
You okay?
Yeah. So.
She heard bells.
All right, would you guys glue this building down to the diorama baseboard there, or would you just kind of set it on there?
Well, that's kind of up to you. I mean,
Yeah, it is. Johnny's correct, but I don't. Just I don't have a reason why I don't glue them down, but
yeah. Well, the thing of it is, that's not going on the layout. That's just a diorama. You might try
oh,
two-face tape, Jim. Just
yeah, that's an
outline
idea.
it with two-face tape and just stick it on there. So if you did decide to take it off, maybe put it on a layout or something, you could peel it back off fairly easy. Or just put a couple of
That's right.
pieces of two-face tape, not even outline it, so you got a base. Just put a couple of pieces down along the two long sides. Just stick it down on there.
Another thing I like to do is take some square styrene or wood, in my case most of the time, like 1/8 inch or 1/4 inch, and just put a couple corner sticks at the corner of the building. So the building can be lifted off, but when you set it in place, it will rigidly stay where it is and not shift around.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to measure that out and get it right so it fits in the corner?
Well, I mean, you just put some glue on those, some white glue, shove them roughly where they need to go, and then position your building on there and put them in place. They won't dry immediately, and then just gently lift your building off once you've got the pieces roughly in place.
I'm lost. If they're on the inside of the building, I set the building down on top of them. How do I adjust them?
Well, lift the building up on one side and set the two on this side. You know, with reaching your hand sliding into the building, you set the two over here with the building set up. And then set the building down and roughly mark it, and lean the building back the other direction to the other side. I've done that for interior walls. So. But takes off.
I got an idea.
I was thinking toothpicks. I could just stick them in there then. It's styrofoam.
Oh, yeah, that works too.
Okay.
What's your idea, Philip?
This is what I plan on doing.
I'm listening.
Okay.
Hold my beer.
Hold my beer, yes.
Hold my beer and watch this.
Yeah. I am going to buy a set of cheap magnets used for keeping cupboard doors closed and placing the bracket with the metal parts inside my buildings, and then put the metal tab part on the bottom of my layout, magnet clip my buildings to my buildings.
Yeah, so,
Because they are modules, and I want to be able to pull my models, excuse me, off when I transport them. Also, when I built my buildings, I left the roofs loose so that I can stick my hand down inside my buildings, so I can do that when the time comes.
I like the idea of magnets. I'm using magnets a bunch on my layout, on my fascia, for holding throttles and holding switch lists. I'm going to use magnets a bunch. I love the idea of magnetically holding buildings down. I'm sold. That's the way I'm doing it.
All right, Phil, would you
Yes,
like a little cheaper way of doing that?
Sure.
Instead of buying those metal brackets and all, why not take some, say, 80,000 styrene and make you some L brackets that you can glue to the inside of the building, and glue your magnet to that, and then have the magnet in the window.
Why couldn't you guys use Velcro strips?
Well, you'd rip the building right off doing that, though. I mean, that Velcro holds pretty good.
And
Yeah.
scenery materials getting Velcro so doggone bad. And like on your, if you have Velcro on the back of your throttles, you go put them down on the layout. They stick to everything so much.
Well, actually, you could go instead of the magnets. What you do is go to Walmart. You can buy strips, a magnet, and you can just cut that with a pair of scissors and glue it to that L bracket on the building, and then inlay the other one on the layout.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna
Or
do.
two-face tape it on the layout.
That's what I'm gonna do for my switch list. Is buy that self-adhesive magnetic material and adhere it to little plastic pockets that have my switch list. Then I put metal in the front of my fascia at certain points, and I can just slap those on. And then I use iPods to control my trades anyway, and they've got cases for iPods and iPads where you can just stick them through the refrigerator. So I get one of those cases. Anytime you're switching an area, you just slap your switch list up there, slap your throttle up there, and start uncoupling cars. Reach down and touch your throttle if you need to. When you're ready to head out, just grab your throttle off the front, go on. And you don't need any pockets or anything that makes the fascia look dirty.
Yeah. Yeah, because those magnetic strips that Walmart sells, you can, they're not super
Right.
magnetic strips. So like Phil's doing, I think they probably work really well. They're
Yeah.
strong enough it'd hold the building in place and all.
Oh yeah, I'm sold on doing it with magnets now. That's the best idea I've heard.
Good idea, Phil.
Yeah, buddy.
Thanks.
I'm definitely doing that. Sure.
Definitely helps out.
All right, well, Dave's here, so I got to run upstairs real quick. I want to let him take names if he has to. I'll be right back.
We'll be good. Maybe.
We'll behave.
Speak for yourself.
Let it run, let it run.
Man.
Find all them little nooks and crannies.
Yeah, that's what it is. All this black. Just lay it to it. Let it catch them. Kind of like this process though. It's fun.
Oh yeah, that's the best part of it, I think.
Yeah, that's a fun thing to do. It's simple. There's to it. It's still fun.
What kind of gray paint was that you used, Scott, on your rocks?
He was using just acrylics. Um, I've used acrylics on some of them, on like that ceiling tile unit that I did. I used acrylic to finish it, but I really like the inks much better.
Darn, I ran out of tape. I'm going to have to make some more.
talked to Troy lately, dude?
Text him a little bit here and there. I was giving him a bad time about breaking his headset the other night.
Oh, he broke it.
Yeah, he had to take them apart and solder them.
Yeah,
Pulled the wire out.
yeah, he breaks it. He drops off. In 5 minutes, he had broke it out, soldered it, and got back on the channel. Now
Yeah, he did.
that's a trooper, man. That's a model railroader right there.
Well, do me a favor. Next time you text, if you think about it, tell him to send me an email. Let me know if he got the envelope from me. That money.
Oh, the. You know, I need to look around. I still got that, and I need to pass that 2 cents to somebody.
It ain't coming back this way.
Start a chain letter and just start sending it around to everybody.
Hundreds of dollars off from us from sending 2 pennies around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta keep the government working.
That's patriotism.
What's up, Jason?
Hey, Jason.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, buddy.
Is that just straight alcohol you're putting on first? 'Cause I see you dipping in 2 different containers.
Yeah,
Andy.
alcohol black. This is alcohol and brown Indian. So
Oh.
alcohol and brown and go around areas where dirt tends to get up on the rocks some. And then I will also, once I kind of do that in a couple spots, I'll dry brush some streaks, where sometimes you get some sandstone layers.
Yeah.
I'll dry brush some brown streaks in it too, which are subtle, don't show in photos very much, but you can see them here staring at it. And then I'll cover a lot of that over with the black. That's all just my first coat. When I'm done with it, though, I'll come back with some weathering powder so that it has a dustiness to it. And
Yeah.
a lot of brown. I take some brown chalk and put on it because it needs to be, well, it needs to have a dirt texture.
Hey, Jim.
Yeah.
Why don't you just tear a strip of that tape off, kind of put it on the table and lay straight edge and cut it all in one swoop?
Because this gives me like 6 or 7
Layers.
layers. Yeah.
Okay.
And I just use one side and use the other. So uses it's there when I need it.
Yep.
I know it looks funny as heck doing it, but
Nah,
serves the purpose.
I've done it too. Need a narrow strip, I just cut a wide piece.
And it comes off pretty clean.
Yeah.
Any of you guys heard of Cripple Creek models? They make urethane rock, not a casting, it's a rock, already pre-colored. Some of those are as much as 3 feet long by a foot tall, big old sheets of rock. And they have like hundreds of variants, and they're not very expensive. If this don't work, a little bit of, a little bit of C4, this comes out, I'm putting some of that Cripple Creek rock in. Honestly, the Cripple Creek rock might be the way to do it anyway. It's foam, it looks incredible. It's what they use on movie sets. It's the same material they use for models that are used in movies. And I've seen some incredible first-class model railroaders been using them here lately and raving about them. Like Confalo on his section. They're they're pretty affordable. I mean, a pretty big old piece of rock is, you know, a decent sized piece of rock is $20, $25, and a big 30 by a foot tall is only like 50.
Hmm.
So this turns out.
Really?
Hello.
Battery low.
Oh, don't you get in the call?
Put her on the charger.
Yeah, coming up on the witching hour anyway. I'll let Jim get
Yeah.
done with his masking and see if he'll start an after show.
Yeah.
All right.
Give me a second here. Get my mouse.
Yeah, no problem.
Let's see.
So
All
you
right, there's the after show hangout link. I'll head over there right now.
all right. Everybody
Where
got
is it at?
He put it in the, have you got the chat up? He posted it over on the chat side of this hangout.
Yep, I'll see y'all over there.
All right. Hey, he's probably got it posted in the community too.
All right.
So I'll set this up, bring it to an end. Oh, do want to do that. Alrighty. Want to have everybody keep checking in on the YouTubeModelBuilders.com website for all the latest news and info on presentations. We have Tuesday night weekly presentations. You can go to YouTubeModelBuilders.com for the schedule on that. The format changed here, I don't know, about 2 months ago. We have different presenters now, so there's a different person each week of every month. We got Dude, that's he's one of the presenters. Troy, Gino, and Barry. They all have their own subjects that they do. Pretty much kind of towards what they do anyway in the modeling. Barry's IT and wiring and stuff like that. And Dude is building the layout. Troy's in the process of building again. Gino's does a good job at building, scratch building and all. Got the e-magazine, which just came out here a little over a week ago. You can go back to YouTubeModelBuilders.com and download that in a PDF so you can read it. Also have the live shows. They're once a month. And that's done with Barry and Big Bill from the Catastrophe Railroad, South Brooklyn. And of course, you got Thursday night every week with myself. You can go to the website and sign up for the e-mag, as I said before, and you'll get an email when it does come out. It comes out every other month. It's bi-monthly. And tonight was pretty good. We had a few more people on tonight. They were actually doing some work. Andy was putting rocks in. Jim's working on his Big Bill contest model, which mentioning the Big Bill contest, we've only got 6 days left to get your models finished up, get your videos in. Make sure you put a splash page like this one here, or they have a splash page that you put at the beginning of your video so they'll know that you are in the contest. That will end the 30th of September. Judging is right after that, and the winners will be announced on the October. Yeah, that's next month. October's live show. They'll announce the winners to the Big Bill contest. I want to thank everybody that was here on the panel tonight for coming in. Thank the viewers for being here. And we'll see you same time, same day next week. Y'all have a good night.
Good night.